Day 803 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 3658 GCD of odd and even sums. The difficulty level is easy, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given an integer n. Your task is to compute the GCD greatest common divisor of two values. Sum odd, the sum of the smallest n positive odd numbers. Sum even, the sum of the smallest n positive even numbers. Return the GCD of sum odd and sum even. All right, y'all, so that may seem a little bit confusing at first. So let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, our input n equals 4, our output is 4. Explanation says the sum of the first 4 odd numbers, sum odd, will be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, which equals 16. So the first 4 odd numbers, when we're counting like 1 through infinity, would be 1, 3, 5, and 7. We want the first 4 because n equals 4. When we add the first 4 odd numbers together, we get 16, right? So that would be sum odd. That's equal to 16. Then we get sum even, which will be the sum of the first 4 even numbers. So because once again, n equals 4, that's why we want the first 4. So the first 4 even numbers would be 2 plus 4, or the sum of the first 4 even numbers would be 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8, which equals 20. So sum even is equal to 20. So now we want the greatest common divisor of sum odd and sum even. So sum odd is 16, sum even is 20. The greatest common divisor of 16 and 20 is 4. So our output is 4. Now, just in case that didn't make sense, let's take a look at example 2 where the same principles apply. So in example 2, this time n equals 5. Our output is 5. Explanation says the sum of the first 5 odd numbers is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, which equals 25. So once again, remember, this was the first 4 odd numbers. This is the first 5. That's why we include the 9, and that's why now the sum is 25. And similarly, we want the first 5 even numbers this time. So the sum of the first 5 even numbers are 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, which equals to 30. So now our sum odd is equal to 25, and our sum even is equal to 30. The greatest common denominator of 25 and 30 is 5, hence, or thus, our output is 5, and that's how our output became 5. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. The solution is not that difficult at all. And make sure y'all stick around to the end because I have 2 solutions for y'all today. The first solution is a little bit more in depth than the second solution. It's just a real quick solution that I want to show y'all. So let's get into it. Now, first thing we need to do is we are going to create our helper function that gets the GCD. So we're going to come under here, or greatest common divisor. So we're going to come underneath this func. We're going to create a private func GCD, open up the parentheses, underscore num1 colon. That's going to be integer. That's going to be an integer. And then also say underscore num2 colon. That's going to be an integer as well. Boom. Then we're going to come outside of this and we are going to return an integer. Open up the brackets and we're going to copy the input values since they will be modified. So we're going to declare a variable called a, set that equal to num1, declare another variable called b, set that equal to num2. Boom. Now we're going to use the Euclidean algorithm to compute the greatest common divisor. So we're going to repeatedly replace a with b and b with the remainder of a divided by b until the remainder becomes 0. So we're going to say while, open up the parentheses, b, exclamation point equals 0. come outside of that, we're going to open up the brackets and we're going to save the current value of b by saying let temp equal b. Boom. Then we're going to compute the remainder by saying b equals a mod b. Boom. Then we're going to move the old value of b into a by saying a equal to temp. Then when b becomes 0, a contains the greatest common divisor, so we could just come right here and say return a. But we're not done yet because that is just the helper function. We still need to call it in the main function. So first we're going to get the sum of the first, the first odd numbers. So we'll say let sum of first odd numbers equal n times n. Boom. Then we need the sum of the first even numbers. So we're going to declare a variable called sum of first even numbers. And we are going to set that equal to n times, n times, open up the parentheses, n plus 1. So it's a math problem, y'all, for all my mathies out there. Now we just need to return the greatest common divisor of the two sums by saying return GCD, which is the helper function we just created, sum of first odd numbers, comma, sum of first even numbers. That should have S. Let's put an S right here too. And now let's give that a run and see if that. Okay, let's see. Sum of first odd. Let's fix this type. Oh, it's always these pesky little typos that mess up the first try. Let's see. It's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted. Boom, and look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users. Those are some good numbers right there. Now, I want to make sure y'all stick around for the second solution because it's just so easy, y'all. And guess what, y'all? We got a one-liner. That's right. We really could just run this with not even a one-liner. We got a one character. This might be the first one character solution ever on this whole channel. Because look, if you notice, n always equals the output. Boom, right? So all we have to do, this for all my mathies out there, all we have to do really is just type n. You could say return n, but I just want to see if this is like a one character. Ooh, look at that. N, that's accepted. A one character is crazy, y'all. You could just put n. Forget a one-liner. What's a one-liner to a one character? We just gonna put n and leave it straight like that. You could do the return n. Boom, the return n is gonna work too, but I ain't even want to do it like that. You feel me? This n goes crazy. This is a one character. This is a one character solution right here, y'all. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.